What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our Deck Knight project, a game built from scratch, obviously using Unreal Engine 5, Blueprint, C++, the gameplay ability system plugin, and all of that good stuff. So today, well, the last few streams we've been working on optimizing our damage pipeline, and now the next part of the optimization of this pipeline involves how I'm drawing my lifesteal mechanic. So every time you're healing or you get any kind of passive healing and things like that, we draw little plus signs, you know, the green plus health signs and things like that. So there's this lifesteal container. Somebody can double click to open it now. Yeah, edit widget blueprint. I know, and it's just a container, but what this container is doing is pretty unoptimized. It basically is every time I'm getting healed, I draw this lifesteal icon. And so what that requires is me creating a widget and adding it to this container. So every time I'm healed. And so creating that object is not very performant. So let me open up Unreal Game Sync again and record, so you'll get a sense of it. So I did it a couple of times, got some drawing, and then I should be able to get to my damage pipeline system here. I always forget the scope here. There's apply damage to target internal. There's also applying healing target to internal. So we should be able to use that as a reference. I don't know how well you guys are really going to see this. I'll zoom in when I get to it. But let's get to our game thread. Let's find those events. Pick one of them. And now we can unhighlight. And you're seeing this creating of this lifesteal widget, which is taking, in the grand scheme of things, not too much. Like there's the creating and then adding to the canvas panel, and then there's the animation and stuff like that. So more or less, this stuff together is taking roughly 350 microseconds out of the 500. Which is pretty crazy in comparison if we don't do that. So the whole thing takes about 5 or half a millisecond each time, right? But if we were to do another trace with that logic disconnected, you find similar events here. Let's just pick a random. We have this. So apply damage target internal. And the reason why it's pretty heavy is just because there's other things like sending gameplay events with the apply healing to target, which takes 88 milliseconds. So there's this async wait, apply things, and then there's this health component stuff. But, you know, much better than half a millisecond for one. I'm hoping we can possibly make it improve a little bit more. But, you know, it is what it is for now. So that's our goal, is to try to reduce that entirely by trying to use the Niagara Renderer Plugin, which I didn't know was a thing until today. Give me a second here. Okay, so let's see if we can look into this this renderer thing. So plugins, and let's find renderer. Maybe is the one to say. So Niagara Night is one thing. So Niagara, is it maybe enabled by default, or does it not exist anymore, or did it ever exist to begin with? I don't know. So let's go into our lifesteal container. Let's see if there is anything for Niagara. There really isn't. So was I gaslit by the internet? Because that'll be disappointing. Let's take a look. I'm gonna pause the epic music for a moment, and we're gonna watch a quick video. Thank you, Code Like Me. Always coming in clutch.
Hello everyone. So today I'm going to the UI and I'm indicate.
So there should be like, is it like deprecated? Because this is 3 years ago. Is it like different plugin name? Let's see.
The runtime you can see confidence change we get worked on the install that into my engine.
Okay, so it's a plugin in Fab, so it's not a directly supported thing from Epic. Interesting. Okay, let's check it out in Fab. Let's put the music back on. Start rocking out a little bit. So let's see. Is it Windows in Fab? Yeah. Let's see, Niagara. Hope it's free. It is free. Okay. That's pretty cool. So it goes all the way up to 5.7, so it should work. So let us try to figure this out. I have an update to JetBrains Writer anyway, so let's update everything. And in the meantime, let's go into Epic Games. Unreal Engine. Library. Fab Library. And it should be here somewhere. Niagara. Oh, okay. What's this thing here? Yeah. So Niagara UI Renderer. So we want to install it to 5.7. Okay, looks like that's done. Now I need to open up. Whoop, I need to open up. Where is that version of Unreal? 5.7 engine plugins. Is it gonna be under Marketplace? Or is it gonna be under Niagara? Probably under Marketplace. Yes. So we'll do the same. That should be all good and ready to go. So I wonder if there's any documentation on this thing. Let's go back into Fab. Let's find this Niagara renderer again. Publisher, write a review, install plugin. There is a video and there is documentation. And there's a beginner tutorial. Okay, there's also an intermediate tutorial.
Hey there friends, how's it going? And welcome to my tutorial for the Niagara UI Renderer Plugin for Android.
Okay. no need to watch anything. Let's see what we can read while JetBrains is doing its thing, right? Sample project and source GitHub. So I will zoom in on this. So for a long time, I've wanted to enhance my games with some UI particles, but I couldn't find a good option. The only available options were targets, a clunky and expensive choice, or some option without Niagara support. While waiting for Epic to integrate UI particles to their engine, I thought I could give it a shot myself. Okay, so it adds a Niagara system widget. It allows you to render Niagara particle systems directly into the UI. The plugin supports Sprite and Ribbon CPU particles. Minimum version of Unreal 4.26 is required. Everything higher, including UI 5, should work just fine. Okay. So performance. This screenshot shows the performance metrics captured in a scene with 1,000 particles running on an AMD Ryzen. Blah blah blah. It takes approximately 0.05 milliseconds to generate sprite data and 0.1 milliseconds to generate ribbon data. These numbers do not include any actual Niagara simulation or rendering time. You can use that Niagara commands to do stuff on the performance. Okay. Installation guide. Tutorials. I should probably watch these tutorials, but whatever. So new Niagara system, directional burst. It's weird that it's CPU only. So because Unreal cannot render normal particle materials as UI elements, we'll need to create a version of each particle material with user interface material domain. We also need to swap out some nodes, use Vertex Color 2 node instead of a particle color node. Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool, honestly. So did the writer finish opening or what? It's not. And then using dynamic material instances, widget variables. Tick when paused. Advanced fake depth scale. Widget functions, activate system. Okay. Seems relatively straightforward. I guess it first kind of starts with the material that I want to go with, right? Let's open up Writer, open up a project again, and we'll see what happens. Definitely gonna share this on my Discord. This is pretty cool. Now we gotta take its sweet time. And we also got a new plugin, but I don't think it's enabled by default, so we're gonna have to launch and do all that stuff as well. I've also made the mistake of downloading Hades, the first one, because I also got the second one. I played the first one before, but beat it, so I want to play it again. Because the project I'm working on is pretty heavily inspired by those types of games. So. Hey Devin, how's it going? It's going good. Thanks for asking. How are you? You know, I'm just chilling. Excited to try something and work with something new. We're trying to work with this new Niagara Renderer plugin for UI in hopes to optimize some stuff for our damage pipeline. Hopefully he'll finish generating the project soon. Okay, so that, oh, almost done doing its thing. Yeah, it's a slow start for today. Decided to update Writer at the beginning while we were downloading the that plugin. Maybe it's ready to go? I'm good. Talking about Discord. I saw the video about lessons from old games you shared. Very good advices. Oh, which video? I shared a bunch of videos. Is it probably game design? Yeah, from Tim Kaine. Yeah. Tim Kaine is just a nugget and gold mine of pretty good advice and just interesting to listen to, you know? Seems like a cool guy. Okay, so our project built, so that's good. So again, I'm assuming we have to enable the plugin once we get inside. And then we should be ready to start, I hope. And again, I'm not very good at Niagara. Oh, you'll watch me struggle for like an hour to try to make something. And then we'll see if it works. And I don't know if I want, well, I'll have to use the gameplay event for this, but I'll have to eventually switch and update my damage pipeline to allow to listen to healing and damage and things like that. And I'm not sure anyone can see her, but we got Katie on the chair. See if I can get out of the way. We let her sleep. But yeah, we're back in. Go to plugins again. Now let's find Niagara. Niagara Renderer. Enabled. Restart. Okay. Now I gotta generate an Unreal Engine project model again. So this should compile now, right? I'm starting for a commercial project with Unreal. I started the game. One piece of advice: don't go too hard on the game design document. Try to stick more with short design briefs and really short summaries of what you're trying to achieve, very high level stuff. Don't fall into the trap of having to write textbook documentation. Especially, like, it depends on how big your team is too, they say. You know, so write enough documentation to help you understand. And then, you know, if the team gets bigger, obviously you'll have to write a little more robust documentation, but you just gotta make sure you don't fall into that trap of writing a novel. Okay, so we have the plugin enabled now. So I should be able to... First I gotta create the material. I think. We'll try a couple things first, right? So we'll go UI, and we'll do... no. Do game, do the effects. Lifesteal. So we'll do new Niagara system. There is lightweight ones. There's templates. Is there a sprite? There is simple sprite burst. Go to NS lifesteal UI. You guys? Let's open that up. Seems valid. Okay. So again, my assumption is it won't be able to draw just the raw icon. Excuse me. So let me reopen up this widget. And we'll just select the lifesteal icon. Now I should be able to change it. I don't know if the texture group matters, but I know there's something that you can do. There's uncompressed. Is there a UI option? I thought there was like some like category. Maybe it was texture group and it's no longer there. Oh, no, it is here. Texture group UI. Okay, so it's already UI. So my assumption is I can't just do that, right? No. So there is a default sprite material. We can use this reference to see how they set it up, right? So can I actually put in an image? Because like in this documentation, it's saying use vertex color and all this stuff, but maybe it's not necessary. So let me create a material, throw it in here. Okay, I can't because I'm not connected to source control. Let me sign in to Perforce. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So I should be able to just... No, I still have to connect. No, wrong button. Oh, it's connected. Okay. So I should now be able to grab you and move you here. So we have this. Let's just make it a plane. I have to... Surface, opaque, default lit. I think it has to be one of these things. Yeah, user interface. And I don't know, does it need to have a screen position? No. Was that all that I recommend? So when you create a version of each particle material with the user interface material domain, we also need to swap out some nodes, use vertex color node instead of that. In the new version of the plugin, you can also use the automatic material conversion. Okay, so there is an automatic conversion here. So can I right click? Okay. More or less the same. So let's just work with the conversion one they gave us. So we'll do that. Delete. Goodbye. Now can I use this material? Materials might not render correctly. Some materials do not have the correct usage flags. Okay. So where are my usage flags? There's like use with static mesh. All right, so used with Niagara sprites, maybe. I wonder if that was enough. No. So weird. So because I'm representing blah, 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 blah. Does it really need to have a vertex color node in it? I actually don't know how to find that one. Input data. Nope. Data? No. Oh god. Now, is it because I chose sprite renderer? Okay, so why does this one work, for example? Because it's opaque? Am I getting... Oh, wait, what's the... Yeah, it's just the surface and default lit. Does that satisfy it? Yeah, kinda does, but... Don't want any emissive color, and I want there to be... Can I get opacity out of this? Let's see if the Niagara system will yell at me. No? Seems fine. Okay. So let's just also confirm in our lifesteal container. Can we add this widget? And we put our system in. Incompatible material domain set on the lifesteal UI material. Please use material remap list in the widget properties. Uh, Let me make a duplicate. Make this test. Just to see. Yeah, it's generally just complaining that the fact that this is not user interface, and I guess we'll do this, right? Again, if I replace it here, we get an error. And I assume this is an issue. Yeah. Doesn't like that too much. Maybe we need to watch a tutorial on it. Ooh woo. Yeah, maybe.
Hey there friends, how's it going?
Okay, that's way too much.
System. As always, we will choose new system from selected emitters, and we will choose a simple sprite burst as a template. Let's call it.
Yeah, simple sprite burst. I think that's what I chose.
Open it up. And first of all, let's replace the sprite render default material with our particle crystal material. Okay.
Can you show me how this
So
particle
for the
crystal
basics of
material
this
looks
effect,
like?
we need to always spawn the location time we each of these things. So we will also need to send information. Let's create a new user func on like whatever that thing is here. By default,
Like, it's not liking. Yeah, simple sprite burst. What I chose. And yeah, I get this problem. Size the content. Auto activate. Does it show anything? Auto activates? No. So if I do that, that fixes that, but then yeah, we get a problem here. I'm not sure why. And then here, you know, we still don't really get anything. That's still wrong? Okay, so seems fine. So yeah. Okay. I don't know what I did. So I guess it just doesn't like it when it's rendering here, but it's fine rendering there. All right, let's roll with the punches. So what do I need? I need a... I forget how to... So I want it to be once. So properties. This can't really be a GPU sim, right? But the emitter is GPU and is using dynamic bounds mode. Please update the emitter or system properties, otherwise bounds. Anything for bounds? the missing fixed bounds. Is there any information about bounds here? So fixed. Okay. Now nothing shows. I'm guessing it's because it's GPU compute sim. And it needs to be CPU like the documentation said. So we'll put you back. So there's that. So far so good. So there is, so particle update I gotta add. Well, there's also burst, right? So spawn burst, so spawn count. I think this needs to be a user. Read from user parameter, spawn count. So if I do that, we still have one. I do wonder now. Let's see. Should be able to. I don't want it to auto activate. Then I want to activate system. And then there should be like param, right? Set param int. Or the dynamic. Do I get anything for param? Yeah. That's audio. There is get system. Now can I do set param? It's still audio. Oh, is it variable? Yeah, set param is probably variable. So data flow, Niagara UI Renderer. Am I wrong? Guess I am wrong. Oh. I don't want to do this on pre-construct. What am I doing? So in theory, this should still show. Okay. Let's get it. I want it to. There's scale, color, particle update, particle spawn, initial particle. I want there to be like location, right? Shape location, so now it should. I have to make it loop, I think, just to kind of see the loop. Let's do. So we're drawing. Yeah. Seems fine. I wonder what happens if we put this back to desired on screen. Still do that. Do I get? Yeah, I don't really get it in where I want, right? And if I make it just 24 by 24, I get some funky things. Yeah. Kind of. Let's see. Let's go to shape location, sphere radius. Let's make it small. Yeah. Might also have to move this container. Well, let's go to the nameplate. And here is our lifesteal container. Wonder if I can... Ah! I could do something like that. Does that make it better? Not really. Okay. Let's do size. So there's scale. So initial, can I just do scale? For size. Is it literally in here? So the spawn time, spawn count, lifetime, uniform sprite size. Can I do random uniform? Kind of. So let's do between 20 and 30. Yeah. Oh. Spheres, nation, hemisphere distribution. I do a box. That looks better. Does it though? I don't know. Box size though, yeah, let's make it smaller. C probably has to go down as well. And it feels like it needs to be offset in such a weird way. I don't know if I anchor point it, it makes a difference. Seems like it makes a difference. Yeah, it does. Okay. Now can I, in this nameplate thing, can I change the Z order? Make this 0 and the Z order for character profile. Guess I could. That. That. I think that'll make it drop below. Now I don't know if it's drawing at all. Crap. So nameplate, let's just change the order to 1. Do we get it again? Yeah. Okay, so they just happen to be behind. Okay. I should be able, because this is also box midpoint, maybe I can make it up higher. Wrong way. 0. Now we should get it like a lot higher. at least by default. Great. So now on particle update, we should be able to do, is it position? Yeah, location. The offset position offset. I mean, is there like scale? Position. Scale velocity. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Make it move up. Do they move? Do they? Coordinate space local. And I do like 100. That do. I think. Version of the script was recently upgraded. Here's most of the changes. Okay, dismiss. Note. Scale color. Scale velocity. Coordinate space. Is there anything else for velocity? No. Solve forces and velocity. Can I move that up? Okay, so I do need that. What if I make everything 100, just for the sake of having everything as like 100? Does that move? No. So how do I get that movement up? There's size, physics, orientation, again, velocity, inherent velocity, texture, there's math, location, shape location, system location, offset, rotate around a point. Position output, direct, head to jitter. Oh. Kind of? Jitter amount, can I make this really small? Like really small? Maybe I can make this big again? Okay, well now it's just giving me one or the other. Do I have to do both? So offset mode, direct. No. Simulation, maybe local. Let's do 100 everywhere. So it simply offsets the position. If I do simulation, does it change how it works? No. We're learning as we're going. So apply, if it's like output, does that? No. Time to ask the internet. I suck at Niagara, if I'm gonna be honest. In the particle update section, there is Under forces, there is an add velocity. There's vector, solve forces and velocity. I mean, there's scale velocity, so let's go under forces again. Spring force, point force, and maybe I could just do gravity. And the gravity scale could be like 100. Kind of, yeah. I respect the grind, bro. Good seeing you keeping it up. Thanks, Steady Pack. Appreciate that. Feels good to be seen and recognized sometimes. Thanks for popping in. Maybe now we can. No, we don't need an offset position anymore. And maybe, like, I don't like the gravity force. Can I change this to like a curve or something? Seems good. Let's add a jitter. Jitter amount very small. Can I give like randomization? Random 50 to 100, and then scale is random, jitter position, maybe the jitter amount can also be random. Jitter offset, random vector, good. Fine. So now I gotta figure out color. Do scale color by speed, maybe? Oh, let's just do color. And we'll fuck with the alpha mask. So color from curve. What does this do? Doesn't really do anything. Okay. Can I choose a color? Can I do like alpha? Let me just try to. Let's see what happens if I try to make it red. Do we see it get red? No. Okay. Is because I'm not passing like a vertex color. I do like alpha. No. If I were to choose this color and make it purple, or is this the alpha? That is the alpha. Let's just see what happens. Do we change colors? No. Can I at least change the alpha mask? Point 2. No. Let's see. Let's do a test here. Maybe because I'm passing in opacity there. No. I don't know how to get the vertex. Is it vertex color? Yeah. If I were to just do that. Do we at least get white now? We get black. Maybe I could set the color now? So let's take out color real quick. Let's just confirm. Are we getting white? We are. Okay. So maybe this will work, or do I have to also like, because if I do this, we're just gonna get a square, I think. Does this square fade out over time? It does. So can I multiply? I don't know if I can multiply these two, but let's see. Multiply the alpha. Maybe just the opacity. Okay, let's assume no opacity for a moment. What do I get? Makes sense. Right, and if I pass that in, we do get that. So multiply. Oh, was I just maybe multiplying the wrong thing? Let's see. Yes. Okay. Let me cook. Scale color. Something like that, so it'll stay. Okay, that looks good. Lifetime. Is it in here? Yeah, lifetime. Can I do random as well? Fuck it, random. Random range and float. So we'll do anywhere between 0.2 and 1 second. Maybe not that short. Maybe 1 to 1.5. Okay. Now, what I need to know is how to like get a user parameter. So, user how do I do this? How do I do this? Is there anything for Niagara? The Niagara data channel and then Niagara. Niagara UI renderer. Get Niagara component and then Maybe now I can type in variable. Yeah, here we go. So set variable, I think it's an integer. Variable name, it is the user exposed, spawn count. And let's set it to 0. Let's just confirm nothing spawns. Cool. Now let's set it to 5. Yeah. Okay, so I think the circle or the box plane can probably be a little bit bigger. So we could do like 100 by 100 by 100. Let's show 5 again, like bam. I wonder, can there be a delay in between each spawn? So spawn. Whoop. Oh. So I say burst. Maybe spawn rate instead. There's spawn time. Does that mean they'll spawn within 1 second? Yeah. No, I don't want that. Spawn probability, spawn group, age. See if we can find information online here. Let's see. Maybe it's just not doable. This one and plus looping burst. This. No. Hold on, look. Let's put the kitty. Okay. Emitter duration. Let me go. I'm sorry, it's quiet. Spawn rate. Is infinite. Once. Information. That didn't work. I think it's because I disabled that. So fixed loop delay. Was there a duration? No. I mean, I can look more. So yeah, loop duration, loop behavior. Loop mode set once, loop behavior. Set emitter duration. There is like a mid-range. Let's just see what this looks like in practice. So I would want to alter the count. By this value. By how much we healed, right? Now see, we're not really healing. Gameplay attributes. All damage healing, so I should heal for 3. And I don't really get anything. I am healing though. Ah. Crucial missing aspect here. So again, let's try again. Okay, so it doesn't kill, so let's see. So reset, I think is what I want, right? Let me at least get the min. No, max. This in 1, just so we can always make sure we see something. Okay. Oops. Not seeing anything again. Crap. Ah, why did I unplug that? What am I doing? Okay. Let's try again. I don't know if it'll show anything. Yeah, I might have to take damage. So bam, bam. Yeah, okay, so that's perfect. I want to do shape and location, midpoint, scale mode, rotation mode, offset mode, default. Maybe I could just do a plane. Scale mode, default. Offset, can I do random? This is gonna be too big. Maybe this has to be like -10 and 10, and then this has to be just 10 and 10, and I think the scale maybe the lifetime as well could be 0.75 to like 1.25. Yeah. Random uniform. Maybe we could do between 10 and 20. Might be better. I think that works well. I don't know how well you guys are seeing that. potentially the midpoint, though, would be, well, this might have to be 0 again, and this can be, maybe this could be also 0. Other way, 1. Uh-oh. Hold on. This should be able to be 1, right? Just because I wasn't damaged. Yeah. Maybe 0.5 is good on that. It's like, is there a way to make the jitter spawn only, randomness mode, jitter offset, jitter delay? Like, what's the jitter delay do if I make this 1? Okay. Let me make it 0.1. I like that. I think that works. Now, the moment of truth is, do I actually get any sort of performance gain from that? So let's find our event and apply healing to target. Let's start doing our trace insights. Let's deal damage to ourselves and then start smacking, right? Okay, so we're done. Let's find this. So far, very promising. Pick a random. Yes. Now we are seeing, now it went from almost 600 down to about 200, which is great. You know, there's still some issues here that I want to resolve. I think it's because I'm applying damage and then healing all kind of at the same time and then dealing with this event and stuff. So possibly it could be more optimal if the lifesteal container was handled in C++, which maybe we should do at some point. So it is a simple container, but you know, maybe make it all run in C++ is more optimal. But I think the main concern is in our damage execution, we're, you know, invoking apply heal to target in the same frame. So maybe this needs to be delayed by a frame and then it's handled in its own frame. But if we do something like that, then like, I just don't know if it can be done within this thing internally. We could try, because I also had asked ChatGPT on that. It gave us an option. It's like, you know, some sort of lambda like this. We'll probably want to pass in something like this first, and then like this. Maybe I would want to do something like this. then I would just pass in damage pipeline subsystem. I would have to pass in a couple things, right? Can I create something within this lambda? Suppose. I don't know why it's indented like that, but I don't know if this is going to work. Just because, you know, yeah, just because it's in the execution class, that doesn't give me much confidence. Well, let's try it. But then, you know, we'll have to end soon. Alright, just taking the photo of the cat to send to a friend. Okay, so that technically compiled. Let's just see if it breaks. Okay, we're getting the event. Let me... This one. I am getting healed. Okay, so let's run a trace. Hit ourselves a couple times. And the trace, whoops. And let's view. Seems like it got longer. Yeah, I'm just wrong. Here's my game thread. Let's just pick this one. Yeah. Okay, so it is in a separate tick, which is good. Let's look at applied damage now. Here we go. So now every single applied damage to target is about 44 microseconds, which is awesome. And we got all the benefits that we had before, but now we're not drawing a ridiculous widget blueprint each time. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think that is a win, if I've ever seen one. So the next stop in our optimization journey is, I don't know if it's anything in our optimization journey, but our damage pipeline journey is to be able to log this information of damage and healing and everything like that into some sort of IM GUI debug. and being able to log that damage. And then I think we're at a solid spot. We'll have to just see. We'll have to double check everything is compiling. But I'm actually very, very proud that we got to do that. So we saved a lot of time for each hit. There's that bug. Now I can't move. Oh no. Yeah, I'll have to make progress more with the basic move set and everything like that. Thanks, I appreciate the recognition. But yeah, like, it's kind of ridiculous how much all that saved at runtime. You know, obviously it's an editor and everything, so take it all with a grain of salt that all that things are running. But I want to make sure that the game at least is optimized as much as I can, because I know I want there to be a lot happening on screen. So I want there to be as much flexibility as there can be. So I think that this effort was totally worth it, and I got to learn something new. Got to mess with Niagara a little bit. Got to check out a new plugin, which is pretty cool. Maybe I'll make a TikTok about it this weekend. I need to make a bunch of TikToks to make up for lost time, because I haven't been posting anything or YouTube shorts in a while either. So it might be worth to kind of continue that trend again. So thanks everybody for watching. Of course, it's always appreciated. It was a pretty quick stream today, but we got something done nonetheless. So again, thanks for watching everybody. If you aren't already following me here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. And if you're not following me here on Twitch, a follow would be much appreciated there as well. And definitely check out our Discord server. Try to grow a community, learn game dev, have everyone have a good time. There's not much of us in stream today, so I'm not really going to raid anybody, so I'll end it there. We'll probably do a stream on Saturday, maybe on Sunday. And a few times next week as well. So enjoy your Friday. If you're in America, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon.